Yes, y'all! From the DCTF Live Studios in beautiful Carrollton, Texas. It is DCTF Live, an internet show for humans. My name is Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. It's on the computer. You just got to trust me. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. We are the only show in the world that is here every day talking high school, college, and pro football in the Lone Star State. That's what we do. That's how we do. I'm sitting here, sitting over there. Just a short timer now. He's about to leave for like 2 weeks. It's Max Thompson.
But I'll be back. It's not a big deal.
It's like Max Thompson.
It's not a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
You're going across the pond.
I'll be back before you know it.
We will discuss that in depth on Monday.
And I'll probably be back before I'm ready to be back, if we're being honest.
Well, yeah, that's how all vacations
Hanging out with you every day in this box.
It is Friday, March 25th, 2016, episode number 101. 101, the number of hits for Eric Young in his illustrious Texas Rangers career. Eric Young also has a piece of Texas Rangers lore because he was the one who on the DeLucci double came around to score the winning run.
Who could forget?
I mean, really, you shouldn't. That was that was a super for a franchise that at that point did not have a lot to cheer about. That was like a huge moment for me in 2004. So
yeah, I'm right there with you.
A little bit later, it's Off Topic Friday. Mail it in Friday, where we answer your questions. Got some good ones today. Got some good ones. We probably have room for one more if you want to tweet it to us at DCTF.
Ooh, a bonus question. Look at you.
If you want to toss in one more bonus question, we probably have time for it. So tweet it to us at DCTF if you'd like us to answer your question on the air. We're actually going to be joined by a special guest.
Oh, baby.
One of our friends will be joining us in studio to answer questions as well. And also, a little bit later in a moment, we're going to be discussing coaches trash talking, college coaches trash talking. It's been the streets are hot out there, so it's been fun to pay attention to these coaches just going at each other. So we're going to get into that in just a moment. I've mentioned before that we're getting into the thick of magazine season, which means that I'm not sleeping much. But last night really took the cake for me because we go out to dinner. I decommit from pork chops, and we decide to go to eat at a local Mexican joint. Because, listen, you can never begrudge a man for choosing to eat Mexican food. Nope. Right? That is just...
Especially not down here.
We're just like, okay. It's the, you're throwing up the food shield. Nobody can criticize it. Mm-hmm. So we go and we eat. Come back, and it's about 9:30. About 9:30. And I'm already thinking, okay, I'm going to drink some coffee, and I'm going to go work for a lot of the night. And my wife's like, well, I'm going to go to bed. Okay, fine. I'll go, get you into bed and all that fun stuff. I fall asleep at 9:30.
That's not good.
Wake up at 11, and there is nothing more disorienting than the waking up at 11 p.m.
And you're like, well, I'm not going back to sleep now.
So I had two options. You can either sit there and just say, you know what, I'm just going to lay here till I fall asleep again.
Right.
Or you can get up. So I tried both. I tried the first. About 30 minutes later, I was still up. And so at 11:30, I just got up and I worked. And I worked until like 3 in the morning. It was bad. Like, to the point, there's this time where Twitter, like, stops. Mm-hmm. And it's about 3 a.m. on a Thursday or on a Friday morning. Like, there's nobody tweeting.
No.
I apparently don't follow enough people in, like, Australia and in, like, Europe.
Yes, it's not an issue with my account because I have so many British soccer writers and things. So
they're
at like 2 in the morning here, it's like, oh, hey, another round of news.
Yeah, exactly. For us, like 3 a.m., it just died, which is really, really interesting. So I worked until 3, and so if I'm a little tired, that's why. Max, we got some exciting announcements, right?
Well, we're not quite there.
Oh, we're not quite there yet.
I'm tabulating votes right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in a moment, we will unveil who will be fighting it out in the finals of the greatest Texas high school football player of all time bracket.
I'm sorting out the rampant cheaters.
Oh, okay.
The people that have clearly set the thing to vote 200,000 times for certain people.
Got it. So we are DCTF Live. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com. You can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. We are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, and we are on Instagram, and we have a website. Let's break down some, unless you have the results.
Nope.
Okay. So we'll do that, and we'll do that before we get to off-topic Friday.
I'll let you keep going.
So I think I'm not a guy who longs for the days of yesteryear. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But we do love the Southwest Conference. If there is something that we are unapologetically homers for, it is the Southwest Conference, because it was the greatest conference that ever existed.
No question.
Period. Hard stop. And one of the things that I miss about the Southwest Conference, besides everything, is that the coaches were not friendly with one another. Like, these were coaches who did not like each other. And sometimes I feel like college football could use some of that. They could use a little bit of disdain. I was on a Baylor podcast about a couple months ago, and I mentioned that one of the best things that could happen would be if Art Briles just pulled a full heel turn. Like I'm talking wrestling. Like, I want him to, after they play, I'm trying to think of who. Okay, Bill Snyder.
Sure.
Bill Snyder is unquestionably one of the most liked, revered, respected coaches in the nation, right? Not just in the Big 12, but in the nation.
Right.
Everybody loves Bill Snyder. Bill Snyder is the guy who writes notes to opposing players when they have a great game. Okay? He is the best. Everybody likes. He is the ultimate, to use another wrestling term, he is the ultimate babyface.
There you go.
Okay?
Yeah.
He's the ultimate babyface. So we need heels.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this on a Baylor podcast. Art Briles, if he were to just go out there after a Kansas State game, shake hands with Bill Snyder, and as Bill Snyder's walking away, hit him with a chair. That would make everything so much more fun.
That's one way to look at it.
It would make everything a lot more fun. So that's kind of why I don't like Jim Harbaugh, but I like what Jim Harbaugh represents, which is a coach who is not afraid to be the heel.
Sure.
And so when we've got more trash talking between coaches, which it seems like we have in this offseason, more than others, that's good for college football, I think. And so there's been a couple of instances with regards to Texas teams. We'll start with kind of an intrastate beef. So apparently Charlie Strong, the coach at Texas, was talking to the Texas faculty, and he asked, he was kind of talking to them, explaining things about the football program and stuff like that. And he said, the quote was, quote, "What's going to happen when we flip this thing? Where are we going to be then? You think about what we're doing right now, what's going to happen when we really get it turned." I hope he said turned, but we really get it turned. "They might as well move out of the way because we are going to steamroll everyone. That's going to happen," end quote. So there's a couple of things to understand here. First of all, he's speaking to a partisan crowd, right?
Oh, yeah,
he's speaking to Texas fans. That if he was talking to coaches in general or the populace in general, he probably wouldn't have said this.
No.
But telling
Playing
people,
to his audience.
Playing to the audience, telling people what they want to hear. But the word steamroll is
probably the wrong one.
Probably the wrong word, especially when you just went 5-7.
Could have said we're going to be really good.
We're going to be really good. We're going to be contenders again.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would say, "Okay, cool. Yeah. You know, we're going to be contenders again." So Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, Coach Bro.
Actually, let me do this.
There we go.
So Cliff Kingsbury. I think anytime I mention
just put those on.
Anytime I invoke the name of Cliff Kingsbury,
I think that has to happen. Yeah.
So Cliff Kingsbury, Coach Bro, comes out, and he catches wind of this. Somebody asks him about it. His quote: "He said that? It's not April Fool's yet, is it? He just cut it loose? I did not see that, but I would not make those statements. Hey, to each his own." Kingsbury's clearly not here to make friends, right? To use an old reality TV term. He's not here to make friends.
I ain't here to make friends.
And I can respect that he's saying, you know what? Look at you, Texas. What have you done lately? The answer, Not much. You got 2 losing seasons under Charlie Strong, 6-7 and 5-7. You've got 2 bad seasons, and now all of a sudden you're going to say you're going to steamroll people? Bring it. And I like this. I want this to go back and forth. I need rivalries among coaches. So there was another comment made by a Big 12 coach toward Texas, actually. It was Mike Gundy, who, according to the latest reports, is a man and is how old is he now? He is a man and he is 48.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's almost 50 now.
That was 8 years. I guess that's right because he was defending. Was it Dez?
No, it's Bobby Reed.
Bobby Reed.
That's right.
Defending Bobby Reed. That was 8 years ago. Holy cow.
Yep.
Oh
Former
my gosh.
Houston area legend.
Oh, I'm getting old. But anyway, Mike Gundy is a man. He's 48, and he comes out and he makes a comment about the Big 12 network. Or I'm sorry, the Longhorn Network, which he thinks should be the Big 12 network.
Right.
Quote, if we don't eliminate the Longhorn Network and create our own network, we're going to continue to have issues with this league. If Texas doesn't paraphrasing here, fold LHN, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
In X number of years, they're going to be in the Pac-12 or SEC, Gundy said.
Yeah.
If that's what they want, keep riding this horse. If you don't want that, you better make some changes or it's going to happen whether you like it or not.
Woo.
End quote. The Longhorn Network has, in my view, always been this boogeyman, right?
Right. It's like scarier than it actually is.
It's scarier than it actually is, but I understand his point. His point right now is that Texas has established themselves in a different tax bracket, so to speak, as the rest of the conference. And when you look at and when you look around the rest of the nation, the Pac-12 has a conference where they share revenue, and they have a conference network where they share revenue. The SEC, the Big Ten, the ACC does not right now, but you imagine that's probably on the way. So for him, I understand what he's saying. He's saying, listen, we can't have a conference where there's one have and there's 9 have-nots. Yeah. That's not how this can work. And eventually, now the thing I've always posited about Texas is that if they don't want to give up the Longhorn Network, and honestly, there's no reason for them to give up the Longhorn Network. They're making money hand over fist. Period. And I know that's there's a lot of opponents out there who want to say, oh no, it's been a giant failure.
Right.
They're making money.
Yeah.
They're making money. Deadspin's got a great article about it, about how they are making at least $12 million a year, regardless of if nobody watches it. They're making $12 million a year.
Good business.
Why would they give that away?
Why would they?
But I've always thought that if they don't want to give it up, then their best option is to go independent. Because I don't think because no other major conference is going to let them in.
Interesting.
And so if they want to do that, they will go independent. And honestly, then you become a pariah. Sure. You become a conference pariah. So I understand Mike Gundy's problem with it, but it's not going to happen. Like, the Longhorn Network is not a failure. The Longhorn Network has been a success for Texas.
Right. Like, the only way it changes now is if it becomes a bargaining chip in a conference discussion, and what Texas gets out of the trade is more than what they're getting now.
I mean, listen, if you're looking for a job, and you have one job, and you have a current job, and it pays you $1 million a year.
Yeah.
You're not going to leave that job unless you get $1.1 million a year. And if you're Texas, I mean, honestly, the conference stability kind of secondary to you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still going to make money, and what's everyone else going to do? Leave?
Maybe.
They're not. They're not. So Texas is in the catbird seat, and I understand Mike Gundy's position on it. I certainly understand it, and honestly, I appreciate it. I think that he's right, and he's saying what he should be saying.
There's nothing he should be doing but crapping on it.
Yes, he should be crapping on it. I mean, and he's not the only one. This is a popular thing to say now. But this is a situation where the Longhorn Network's not going away anytime soon. And so I hope that since nothing's going to change, I hope people keep chirping about it because it's fun for me. And I like when coaches are jawing back and forth.
I think that's fair.
In the conference. We are DCTF Live. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com. You can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Max,
Greg,
do you have an announcement?
I do.
Okay, so Rebel, you can come in. We're getting to you in a moment.
Special guest will be here in a second.
Yes. We've been doing our bracket for the greatest Texas high school football player of all time.
Yes.
And we had narrowed it down to the final four. It was
Yep.
Robert Strait from Cuero.
Yep.
It was Kenneth Hall, the Sugar Land Express.
Mm-hmm.
It was Vince Young from Houston-Madison. And it was
Yep.
Jonathan Gray from Alito. Did I
Correct.
get those four right?
Those are the
Fantastic.
four.
There can only be two, though, that move on to this weekend's championship voting death match.
Yes.
And so, Max, who
Greg.
is advancing to the championship game? So for the first matchup, let's go with Vince Young and Jonathan Gray, right? They were matching up.
Well, it doesn't matter. One semifinals.
Okay.
Jonathan Gray advances in a rout.
Really?
Yes.
I'm telling you, Alito has shown up.
Yeah.
Alito has voted.
And I checked their voting for any inconsistencies,
Irregularities?
irregularities. There were some people that clearly voted more than normal, but not anything egregious. Still a healthy win. If I had taken all of that out, would have won easily. Cruise to that victory.
So Jonathan Gray is in the championship game against.
Very thin margin here. 400 votes the difference.
Wow.
Just 400. Kenneth Hall.
Wow.
Over Robert Strait.
The Sugar Land Express.
400 votes. Very close, down to the wire.
And
for
so
those two.
the battle for the title of greatest Texas high school football player of all time will be the Sugar Land Express, Kenneth Hall, against Jonathan Gray.
Yeah, man.
I like it. Two running backs, two different eras. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see
It's
how
pretty
that
cool.
So voting will be open all weekend. It will close Monday at noon when we will announce the winner. So vote all weekend.
DCTF Live winner will be
TexasFootball.com. You can vote for the greatest player in Texas high school football history.
Man.
That is one. There were guys in the past where I would say, okay, that would be my pick. That would be my pick. Honestly, you can't go wrong here. It is a matter of degrees, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. What you value more than anything. So, here we are, DCTF Live. It is now time for Max's favorite segment of the week, Mail It In Friday.
Oh, it's the best.
It's off topic.
It's the best.
It's off topic Friday, and we are joined by a special guest today.
Yeah, man.
A special guest, the VP of Operations for Highfield Marketing. What a lofty title that is.
That is lofty. I
it
need to
is.
get vice president in my title.
I know. His name.
do, too.
I'm vice president of editorial
Is that?
stuff. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
You should
managing
be if
editor.
you're
I
not.
don't know. Yeah.
It is Robel Melissa.
Thank
Hi,
you for
Robel.
having me. Hi, I sound good, Max? I sound all right?
You sound
You
fantastic.
sound your dulcet tones. It's
If
very
I want to
dulcet
say something
tones.
very definitive into, where's my camera? It's right here. This
No.
Oh, do
Yeah,
we need to point at a camera?
Yeah.
I
It's
just
that
want-
one right there.
This one.
That little
okay,
one.
right
See?
there.
Yeah.
Just in case I need to.
Okay,
say something
got it.
Special,
Yeah.
I need to know.
Okay.
So
Which one to
Robel,
look into.
Robel Melissa, we have a number of questions for you.
All right.
First and foremost, you went to Kansas.
I did. I am a Jayhawk. Rock chalk.
I don't know if we have to talk
Is
about
that-
this.
How much of a struggle has it been throughout your life?
You know, it actually hasn't been at all. It hasn't
I
been
don't
at all.
believe that.
Lots
I
of
don't believe that at all.
successes,
No,
and
it doesn't sound like it.
graduating from the greatest university.
I do want to.
Greatest?
The
Oh,
greatest.
my
Let's
gosh.
slow down.
Let's
Wow.
open that up
Wow.
for
Break.
discussion.
I want to ask you about something that one of your school's basketball players said last night.
Oh, here we go.
I already know what you're going to say, I think.
Wayne Selden.
Yeah,
I don't
my
pay
guy
attention.
Wayne.
I don't pay attention to Kansas basketball for the same reason that I don't drink vinegar.
Okay.
And so he said after their win over Maryland last
Mm-hmm.
night, quote, "People counted us out this game.
Yeah.
They said they had the pros over there,
Wow.
and we were just Joes."
Yeah.
Who are they?
I would say a lot of the media. It's the media.
No.
Let me tell you why.
No.
Let me tell
they
you
are
why.
the number one overall
I
seed.
hear you. But let me tell you why. So Wayne, I won't harp on this for too long, but Wayne did bring up a good point. Even when they were going through the bracketology analysis, they were saying that, Kansas might run into trouble against Cal because they have more pro talent, and they might run into trouble against Maryland because they have more pro talent. And they're saying that none of the Jayhawks are legitimate NBA prospects, which I get. I'd make a case for Wayne and for Perry and a lot of our
they're on a
prospects.
first-name
are-
basis.
Oh, that's how I address them. Is that not what we're doing?
Oh, I don't
but,
know.
But I won't harp on it too long. But I
don't
think
know.
Wayne brought up
I
a
don't
decent
refer to,
point.
I don't refer to terrorists by their first name.
Ooh.
So,
But here's
Wow.
what I think they got the job done yesterday, and they're moving forward to face Villanova tomorrow at 7:49 Central Time if you're tuning in. So
Nobody's tuning in.
Okay.
Nobody's tuning in.
Yeah, but it was good victory.
Now
We had-
another point that I think fascinates me. You're a young man.
I am a young man.
You're a young man.
Yeah.
You're a young man with a good job.
Good job. Great job.
You're a
Work
young-
with great people.
My wife,
yeah.
my wife thinks you're handsome.
Oh, how nice
My
of her.
wife, and that's,
Okay.
Which
Well, mine hasn't made that assessment because she hasn't actually met him.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
She's just very. I've told him or I've told her that he's intriguing. So
Wow.
you're
This is a-
a charming guy.
this
Yeah.
is a lot to take in
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So-
Are there Kleenexes on DCTF Live?
but you're
just in case?
also
Break out in tears?
but you're also a single man.
I am a single guy.
So are you looking for Mrs. Melissa?
Actively looking.
Actively looking.
Oh, actively. I didn't
Ladies.
realize it was that serious.
Ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that this man went to Kansas.
The greatest university.
Despite that.
Blech.
Let me tell you, this guy's a catch. I
Hey.
feel like, right? Am I wrong, Max?
Well, I mean, I don't know. He seems like a catch.
Yeah.
I don't
Good guy.
know that he's a catch. He seems like a catch. I don't know what he's like away from the office. Never spent a moment with him.
That's true. I've been to brunch
we
with
had,
you.
We had brunch.
We had brunch.
We had brunch out in Uptown.
I met your
Continental breakfast. We've had a few continental breakfasts.
I love being in continent.
Yes, nothing greater.
But I also got to meet your sister.
You did.
Which
Beautiful lady,
Wow,
my sister.
really?
I
Yeah,
know,
man.
right
Really,
here on
Greg?
DCTF Live. This is what we're
Really?
doing.
I'm
This is
just,
what
it's the
we're doing.
truth. It's the truth of the matter. I listen. I am 100% honest 100% of the time.
Aroni is a great human, but she is newly married.
She is.
She's newly
Yeah.
married. So
All right.
off the market.
So, if you are interested in dating Rebel Melissa,
Yeah. Can we start a hashtag?
Hashtag date Rebel.
Hashtag
I'm going to
date
tweet it
Rob.
right now.
Yeah, send it
Oh,
over.
Hashtag
good.
date Rebel.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
looking
what
into
we
my
need.
this is my camera right here. DCTF
Sure.
Live watchers. If you know anybody out there.
Sure.
By the way,
25 going on 26.
we are definitely. By the way, we are definitely like. What's the demographic breakdown of our audience? Right, it's definitely like
Like
95% male.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the referral business. We're in the referral business, so people might know other people.
Yeah.
So-
It's not what you know. It's who
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, it's who you know.
Let's get into Off Topic Friday.
Let's
We got
jump into
we
it.
got a couple of
Jeez.
questions here. First of all, from our good friend Matt Stepp.
Yep.
At Matt_Stepp817.
Yeah.
He's in the market for a new cap.
Right.
For those who have never met Stepp, he's a guy who likes to wear the flat bill backwards cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a little bend in it. There's
A little
flex.
bit, but
let's
not-
not
okay,
act
no,
like
okay.
he's ironing
Okay,
his
true.
hat.
That's true.
Let's
It
be
is
real here.
It is flatter.
Yes.
Flatter bill.
Flatter. Yes.
But he wears that's his thing. You collect what do you collect?
Ooh, what
Is there
do
anything
I
you collect?
I wouldn't say there's much. I used to collect hats back in the day. Jerseys back in the day.
I have my share of hats, and so he's looking for a new one. I don't have the list of the ones he has.
So I believe his list. We know he has the Orioles. He has
He's an Orioles
he has
fan.
The Blue Jays. I know he has a black Texas Rangers.
Which is weird.
Hey, well, you got to mix up the colors. He
You don't have to mix
has
it up.
a Brewers,
Mhm.
like not the MB, like the modern, like the
stupid.
M with.
That's bad.
It's a weird choice.
Well, then
for
that
a
would be.
hat.
Then honestly, that would be my
Um,
first choice.
He has a White Sox.
Is that I know that with the Brewers cap, if you're going with the new Brewers cap with just
Right.
the M and the wheat, it's fine. But the old one with
It's sweet.
the glove,
I used to have that one. Pretty awesome.
MB,
Yeah.
it's very good. That
I
would be
like that.
that would
Yeah.
be my pick.
He also has, and this is probably my favorite of his group. He has the Indians with the red C.
the C, yeah,
It's a solid.
Yeah, that's
solid
very
look.
good.
It's a good one.
Robel, do you have a?
I've got two of them.
Okay.
Hometown Royals.
Yes.
So,
all right.
the
yeah.
classic
Yeah,
Royals.
that's a
hat
classic.
is a
And
good
in
one.
fact, if you want, I'll throw this out there. If he wants to get the powder blue Royals,
Another one.
Ooh,
That's a
another
good
great
look.
one, yeah.
That's a good look. The Royals.
Or he get the spring training one with the actual crown
Yeah,
over the case,
There you
which
go.
is a sharp look.
very
as
There you
well.
go. Another one. So I went to Oklahoma City recently.
Ah,
Thunder
yes.
Warriors
I'll pull
game,
this
if you
up.
remember when
Yeah.
Steph Curry went bananas.
you were at that game.
I was there. I
Yes.
was. I had very select prime seating. I was up top just to get the experience.
Sure, yeah,
I wanted
no.
to get the experience.
Well, no, you wanted there are people who watch the all 22 film on football because
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
see all the players.
Yeah,
That's what you want to see how the game developed.
I wanted to be with the people.
Yeah.
So, but I did see a hat. The Oklahoma City Dodgers, their minor league team.
Interesting.
I don't know if
This
you've
up now on
seen
the
that.
screen.
Yeah, pull
Okay,
that
the
up.
Oklahoma
so they have
City
like
Dodgers.
the Oklahoma State in the background, or the state of Oklahoma in the background. They have the OK, and then they have the LA. The
Okay.
Dodgers LA.
Yeah.
Very slick
All
looking
right.
hat.
Yeah, they've got 5 different hats. I'm showing them all right now. They're all sharp.
Yeah, this was
It's
their road
hard-
one, I think.
Yeah,
Or
it's
their-
hard to
yeah,
go
road.
wrong with the Dodgers
Yeah.
stuff now.
Okay. Max?
We're opening a Pandora's box.
Yeah, because
obviously.
because you are this is the perfect cross section for you because you are a baseball fan and you are an old school
Yeah.
logos fan.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
So, first things first. Now, if we're all in agreement, best hats in MLB, right? Like, we all hate them, but the Yankee hat, right?
It's great.
It's
It's
a classic
classic.
one.
It's
It's
classic.
untouchable.
It's a classic
Not
one.
a Yankee
Jay-Z
fan.
Jay-Z sold more.
Patented hat.
Yeah, he sold more
I
of
would
them than
say
the
a
Yankees
close
did.
second from like an iconic but cool LA. Right?
Yeah, the Dodgers.
hat.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. All right. So, we'll throw those in the mix,
Yeah,
right?
for
You don't
sure.
have those, Matt.
Tons
You
of
look into
options.
those.
Tons of options. to
Here's
choose
the
from.
5 I picked up when I was in Cooperstown this summer.
That's right.
So we've got the Brooklyn Dodgers. Big fan of
Very
that. This will be
good.
my 3rd Brooklyn Dodgers hat.
Okay.
I got the old school Cubs with the Cub with the bat,
Mm-hmm.
right? The
Mhm.
navy
That's fun.
blue.
I like
That's a
that.
solid one.
It's fun.
That's classic but cool. I got the New York Knights from the Natural.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cool
yeah.
hat.
Fancy.
So it looks like that's what it looks like, which
Okay.
is it's kind of a mix of
I like that.
Yeah.
almost like a. It's like if the Mets ever tried to do something like different
Right.
than their NYN.
Yes,
You know?
yes,
Yeah.
that'd be-
It would be that.
I have a New York Giants when they were blue and red.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
we'll mix
right.
that up. And then here's the other thing we wanted to get in here. Minor league hats, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you mentioned it off
Yep.
the top. Oklahoma City. I got a
Underrated
Brooklyn
hats.
Cyclones hat that I think is pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if it's time for Matt Stepp to dip into the minor league pool because I think we can all attest
That's a good
there are a
suggestion.
Yeah.
buttload of awesome hats in the minor leagues.
and very recently, and I'll pull this one up for you. But there is they very recently, the Frisco Rough Riders recently changed their hat to have basically a photo. It's like an image of Teddy Roosevelt on it, which is great.
Yeah.
I really, I'm a big fan of what the Frisco Rough Riders have done. The Savannah Sandgnats have a great
Oh, yeah.
hat.
yeah. Craven was mentioned the Montgomery Biscuits.
Uh-huh.
Great hat.
The Lansing
Great
Lugnuts.
hat.
And of course, somebody recently, I can't remember because it rhymed, but somebody's going to be the, Savannah. Savannah's getting a new, to keep it in Savannah, Georgia,
Yeah.
Savannah's getting a new Wood Bat Summer League, and they're going to be the Savannah Bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah.
Banana slugs?
No,
Or just
Savannah Bananas.
Savannah,
Savannah
I can't even
Bananas.
say that. I can't
so
even say it.
I'm sure they'll have great hats. Okay.
Wait,
Let's-
did we come to a final verdict, though?
No,
what
these
is
are all-
the hat
we're
he
all
needs
just
to get?
The OKC hat for sure. I
Okay.
think.
I
All
think the OKC hat's great, but I can't rep Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
can't
I get
advise
it.
that in any way, shape, or
Okay,
form.
that's fine.
Matt's a little more
Yeah.
diplomatic.
Stay
I
true.
think Brooklyn Dodgers, man.
Question from Adam Bodecker of the Denton Record Chronicle. He said something along the line. Let me pull up the exact tweet. Did you know that Costco has an amazing crockpot pot roast kit for $19.99? It's life changing. I am a unapologetic supporter of the crockpot.
Oh yeah, it's hard to go wrong with the crock pot.
Now, you're a single guy.
Yes.
But you've got a roommate, right?
I do.
You've got a roommate.
Two of them.
Two of them. Do you
Two
guys
of 'em.
ever break out the crock pot?
From time to time, I
Yeah.
usually leave that to my sister, who you mentioned. Aronia will invite us over and make some brisket. Or,
The crock pot is perfect for me because I would say I am okay at cooking. I'm fine
Yeah, you're
at
fine.
cooking. I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
nothing special. I'm nothing
Yeah.
special.
But no one's like looking at it and like, I ain't eating that.
Yeah.
I'll eat it.
What
Yeah.
are we talking about? Like you make spectacular eggs, or like you could put a dish together?
Yeah, I could put a dish
Okay.
together. I'm fine. I'm a fine cook.
You're
I,
doing- sure.
You know, I can do fine. You know,
Yeah.
there
Doing
are
well.
definitely cooks, people, you know, home cooks who we're not talking like chefs. We're talking people who are better cooks than me. Period.
Yes. Right.
But they're also worse. But the crock pot is great because it's impossible to screw up.
It really is.
You throw it all in a pot and you hit go,
Yeah.
and it'll just cook.
Right.
I'm a big fan of the crock pot.
Okay.
If you've got crock pot recipes, send them my way. I
Well, if you
will
want to get
invest.
crazy, you know, that's when you go get the pressure cooker, right? It's the crock pot in half the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Sometimes a third of the time.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make amazing
Yeah,
chicken
you've got
dumplings.
Yeah, you've got the pressure cooker. That
Pressure
you're,
cooker,
you're,
baby.
You're the fan of. So.
So
yeah.
by me not making any suggestions, I'm pretty much exposing myself to the world and these ladies
No.
who I'm trying to
no,
pursue
no,
that I can't
no,
cook.
No.
I need to learn
no,
how
no,
to
no,
cook.
no, that's not true. all you're saying is, ladies,
I want to
I
learn.
don't need to rely on a crock pot.
There you go.
Because
There you go.
I can
Yeah.
cook.
Boom.
Right.
Another question. This one from let's see. His name is I don't see his name. LC's is his name.
I feel like we know this guy.
He asks, "What are the worst uniforms in college football?"
This is our intern Caesar.
Yes.
We'll be nice here.
So-
he has a good one here.
Other than Missouri?
Do you want to fight?
Oh, okay.
That's terrible.
I'm
They're-
sorry.
they're
I'm
great.
sorry.
Do you
Okay.
want to?
I
Meet,
like.
do
I
you want
actually
to
like
meet
their
me
jerseys.
in Temecula?
I like their.
So, there's a couple of different options you can go here. This might offend one segment of a very boisterous part of
boy,
Twitter.
Here we go.
Prepare yourselves.
But I'm coming at you, hashtag FSU Twitter.
Oh,
I do
no.
not like Florida
Really?
State's uniforms. I don't. I've never
Never
liked
had a
them.
problem with it.
I've never liked them. I think
Look,
that they're
I think
pretty lame.
I think this starts with color scheme, right? Like if we're being real here, you have to start with a bad color scheme, and you have to ruin it. You have to just make it awful to look at with patterns.
Like Oregon?
I gotta be honest. Maroon and gold. I got no qualm. I got no beef with FSU for that.
No issue.
No.
Just
No
doesn't do
issue.
much for me.
What do
Okay.
you think?
I've got two that
Okay.
come to mind.
Okay.
And this has nothing to do with last night's game at all. But Maryland's football jerseys.
Yeah,
they're kind
great
of, you
point.
like them or
This
you
is
don't.
trying-
Well,
this is trying too
well,
hard,
and
right?
that, well,
It's
and
a
that
lot
goes
going
back.
on.
Well, and that goes
Lot
back
going on.
to the fact that they have the worst state flag. Like their state flag is
Another-
miserable.
Yeah,
it's
it's
really, really
there's a lot
bad.
of stuff going on there.
It's really, really bad. And that's coming from a guy. I went to Missouri, and their
Yeah.
state flag just has like two bears on it. Like,
Yeah.
So it's a lame state flag as
Yeah.
well, as you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, and we're also speaking from a place that has, I think, unquestionably the best state flag, right?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The
pretty sick.
Yeah, the Lone Star
The
flag.
California flag is
California
iconic.
flag's not
Colorado.
bad. Yeah, Colorado's not
a
bad.
big deal.
I like South Carolina's flag with the palmetto and
Oh,
the
yeah.
sun or the moon. I think
Yeah,
that's
okay.
nice.
I'm
okay.
sticking with Texas. The other one, Wyoming. Have you seen Wyoming?
Those are just bad colors.
Yeah,
It's
that's
bad
brown
colors.
and yellow.
Yeah,
It's not a good
Yeah.
combo.
Brown and
Yeah,
yellow.
Brown and yellow is a bad combo.
Not appealing.
I don't like
Yeah.
Florida State's.
Yeah.
I just it's never done it for me, and I think it's something that has stuck with me for a while. Are there any others that I really don't like?
I was just trying to think of like our teams. What's the worst
In
of the
Texas?
12 FBS teams here? It's tough because I feel like some of the weaker ones have strengthened their game.
Yeah, a lot
Like
of
I
them,
feel like if you'd come to me like 5-6 years ago, I'd have been like, man, TCU needs to get it together.
yeah, they do.
But they have.
They have.
They
That's
have.
the
I don't
thing.
like purple's a bad color to start with.
They've
And that
up-
comes from someone who's been stuck with purple schools his whole life. It's a bad starting point.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't. I don't know because every one of the schools at least has something going for them.
Right.
For example, I don't like UTSA's like jerseys.
Right.
But I love their helmets.
Yeah, the
is
helmets
thing.
are good.
So
I like the logo.
Rice has a boring look, but their helmets are incredible.
Oh, see, but that
You know?
I can make the argument with Rice that it's a classic look, and I
It's a
kind of
cla-
like
exactly,
it.
like
Right?
Texas.
I like the classic.
Sure.
Exactly. Like Texas is a
classic.
classic. look.
A&M is classic.
And
Don't
I
mess
feel
with it.
like I probably would have picked North Texas a few years ago, but I feel like they've cleaned it up.
They've
I
upped
think
their
it's
game.
clean and it looks sharp now. I like the new bird.
I just
It
don't.
looks good,
I don't.
sharp.
I'll tell you. I don't like that Baylor's trying to trick it up all the time.
Yeah, they got a
their,
solid-
but their basic look is really
Green and
nice.
gold is
It's
great.
a great look,
Yeah.
and so then they go and they're like, "We're gonna wear chrome."
It's like that. The recruiting appeal.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know,
The young
and, but
kids
we've
like it.
don't
Young
get me
kids like
don't get me started on that. That
Trying
just,
to take them
that
down
dri-
a separate. A
that
little
drives me
pigeonhole
nuts.
right there.
I don't love Texas State's. Texas State's are fine.
Yeah.
Indifferent.
They're fine.
Indifferent.
I don't
Fine.
know.
Indifferent.
So,
Yeah. If that's the losing thing at this point, you're just indifferent.
I mean,
right?
yeah. I mean, we're really. I mean, at that point, we're
I feel like we're
indifferent.
kind of spoiled, honestly, with the 12
Honestly, they're all
FBS
pretty
teams.
good.
They're pretty good.
They're all pretty good, and especially like I think a super underrated look is UTEP's. UTEP's look is really good.
Yeah.
They got the UTEP with the pick as the
Right.
as the T.
As long as they don't do too many embellishments on the jerseys, I think they look good.
Yeah.
But we're actually like top tier stuff. We got some good stuff, and Houston's cleaned things
Yeah.
up. They
For
look really
sure.
sharp.
Yeah.
So what's our consensus? If we had to,
The worst.
the worst,
I
we have to
don't
narrow it
know.
down.
I feel like people are getting better across the board.
Yeah, I think everybody's up their game. I would say if there's a worst,
Boy, I'll tell you who keeps screwing up something that should be pretty easy
Who's
because
that?
we've got two of them in the state with that scheme. Illinois. Your dad's all
yeah, I know.
Ugh.
Illinois does not. Illinois
Man.
are bad.
That
And,
is-
and so maybe Lovie Smith will come in and change things. Probably not though.
Probably
because
not
it's
though.
Illinois.
Probably not.
He's Robel Melissa. Hashtag date Robel.
There you go.
You can follow him on Twitter at Row Majesty,
Yeah.
which is just.
You want to know how that came about, really quick?
I do.
Okay, so I'll give
We're
you
in
two
overtime
backs.
here on
yeah,
DCTF
Yeah,
Live.
why not?
two quick stories. So the first one, my name actually, Robel Gurma Malesa. I found out that my middle name, Gurma, means majesty, and I'm Harik, Ethiopian
Okay.
language. So
Oh.
I actually was Ro Majesty before I even knew I was Ro
Wow.
Majesty. But
And speaking of Amharic,
yeah,
he taught me how to say thank you in
this
Amharic.
is it. If you can say this correctly on air, I will give you a high five.
Oh, I'm a second hello.
Wow.
Nailed it.
That's right.
Nice.
Nailed it.
And
Nice.
and you told me about this. Rebel's Ethiopian,
I am.
and he's our favorite Ethiopian.
That's awesome. It's good to hear.
I mean, it's a short list.
Yeah.
But you're our favorite Ethiopian, and you taught me at one point that Ethiopians are secretly everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
That-
Just wherever you turn.
Yeah.
You
I'd say
run
that's
into them
true.
a lot of
Yeah.
times in the airports or
Yeah.
maybe Uber drivers. You might
Yeah.
run into them,
Yeah.
Uber drivers.
Because it was funny. We were in an Uber, I think in Houston, maybe San Antonio. One
I
of
think it
them.
was San Antonio.
We were somewhere. We were in an Uber, and I'm sitting there, and we're sitting back there, and you go, dude, I think this guy, I think he's Ethiopian.
Oh, we all know.
I think he's Ethiopian. Like you have Ethiopian.
You know when you see one.
You
It's
have
like a
Ethiopian.
radar.
Yeah.
And if you stick around me a lot, and I encourage you to do so,
Yes.
lots of things. that you
Hashtag
can
date
learn.
rebel.
Yeah. You'll pick it up too, and you'll know. You'll be like, oh, Rob, that person's Ethiopian. That person's Ethiopian, and you'll become a part of the community. So
Mhm.
you'll be able
Yeah.
to identify him. So.
Because then you told me when I think we were leaving a parking garage, and you're like, dude, that guy's definitely Ethiopian.
Yeah.
Like whenever he gives you the ticket back, say I'm a second alo. And so I did, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh,
Very
hey, what's
appreciative,
going
yeah.
on? Oh yeah,
So
you know."
You're
so,
learning one word at a time.
Okay, so what's the other thing about Royal Majesty?
Oh, so just where it came from. So Jermaine Jackson,
Oh,
his son's name is Jer Majesty.
Oh my
His
God.
actual name is Jer Majesty. So when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. It's a little weird, but it's kind of interesting. So I was like, how can I remix it? So and then I remixed
Ro
it to my
Majesty.
name, and that's how we came up with Ro Majesty.
He is
Okay.
Robel Melessa,
Wow.
the VP of Operations for Highfield Marketing. Follow him on Twitter at Royal Majesty and hashtag date Robel.
There you go.
Robel, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
And
It's been a
thank
pleasure.
you for spending part of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And see us at texasfootball.com. Monday, we're going to try to talk with James Lott, our official recruiting analyst. Move that up one day.
Oh,
I didn't tell
wow.
you that.
Oh,
breaking
all right.
Breaking news.
Wow.
Vince Young, please come get your Player of the Year trophy, and we will see you Monday on DCTF Live.